Today we are diving into a place where history, tradition, and creativity came alive. Welcome to Igun Street in Benin City, also known as the home of bronze. Guys, trust me when I tell you that this Igun Street is a breathing museum. Here, ancient craftsmanship meets modern art, where every piece tells a story of a glorious past. Stick around as we explore the vibrant artistry and meet the talented craftsmen who keep the centuries, the old tradition alive. Trust me, you don't want to miss this video. Before we dive into the heart of Igun Street, take a look at the vibrant hustle and bustle that defines this iconic location in Benin City. So guys, getting here, I discovered that there were other tourists here, but when I went further to meet the head of the guild, that's how it's been called, I was told that the people I just saw were not allowed because they came impromptu. But you know your girl, I was actually allowed. I had my way. I actually spoke to the man and he allowed me. I was shocked. Yeah, this is this man taking me to the head of the guild, and when I got here, this is what happened. I had to go and collect money, so I just had to pay a little token for for them to give me the history about this place, because guys, I couldn't just come here and not get anything from them. So yeah, we're going to just dive into the history of Igun Street and how the bronze came about and how it's been made and all that. The Igun Street isn't just a name, it's a symbol of tradition, resilience, and incredible artistry. Let's take a quick look at how this historic street came to be the center of bronze casting in Benin City. This is the history right now. Can you kind of check if I'm showing? Because of the way I kept the camera, I don't know.
Good morning.
Good morning. So 1 minute. Please, I think I will not hear his voice. Bring it, come closer. Bring closer. Because my mic, I just discovered that it cannot enter. I'm sure I can hear him now. Yes.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, I am Chief Kingsley, the head of the Bronze Custom Guild. And from the question you asked, the guild predates the history of this kingdom as old as the kingdom itself. Primarily, the guild was formed by the monarch for the beautification of the palace. We produce items to beautify the palace. But as time went on, because there were no documentary materials, maybe the pens, cameras, and all the rest, so we eventually had to start documenting the history of the kingdom by way of putting them in bronze, in plaque forms or otherwise. So every event that took place in this kingdom was documented in bronze, by way of plaques. Put them in plaques to tell the history of the kingdom. And the bronze thing is an everlasting thing, you understand. It's not something you do and you walk out and it fades off like that. So we had to document through the way means of bronze work. So as time went on, because we were expounding, because it's obviously a family thing, because it's part of the guild in the palace, the bronze casters guild. So eventually, as time went on, because we started growing, expounding, the monarch decided to give us a royal charter. That's the Oba Ogola, 1288. We got our royal charter to be able to produce, to work out things, fend for ourselves. Before, we were only producing for the palace. So the palace takes care of every aspect of the job, instructors on what to do, and we do under the authority of the monarch. You understand? So eventually, when we were given our royal charter, we had to start producing to be able to fend for the family that's enlarging as time goes on. So that's why you see most of our works are now in the shop after, but though it's still censored, it's not all of them that we do we put in the shop. The private ones we still send back to the palace. So it has always been in the palace until the invasion came in, you know, by the Portuguese, the Britons. That's when the invasion, 1897. So a lot of these items were carted away and taken to various parts of the world. And that's why they are now in various museums in the world, you know. So it's a painful thing to know that our creations have been hanging out somewhere. And I think that's even the reason for the drive for the reparation for now, you know, which is eventually going on all around the world. So we know where we are coming from. We are not talking about 2,000 years ago, no. But we have most of the works in the museums out there are beyond 2,000 years. They know, they have tasted it, and they know actually beyond 2,000 years and thereabout. Because even when they came to the kingdom, it was like, hey, how come these people are so well organized? People that are assumed to be barbaric or illiterate or whatever they want to use, whichever language they want to use. And they now find out that they have such a structure, well arranged structure on ground. That's the monarchy thing. And it's the administration is beyond their imagination. And they were like, hey, we must investigate further. And that's where the whole problem started from. Not just because of not only the trade thing. When they come to do trade by barter, you understand, exchange goods with them. But they had to go beyond that when they saw the beauty of the system. So really, that's where the problem started from. So we have been canvassing for reparation. Let them bring back what we did long ago, our forebears, so that we can proud to have them back where it was meant to be. And that's the palace of the Alba. The processes are really much, and it's a very tedious type of job, because everything we do are done physically, not no mechanized aspect of it. You understand? It's all done physically. I would have loved to show you where the casting is taking place, but unfortunately this is just an impromptu arrangement. Yeah, so that's the history of bronze casters guild.
Okay. Okay, so I wanted to ask the origin of the name. Why is it called Igun Street? Why do they call it Igun Street?
Yeah, it's a community, a group known for bronze work.
Okay.
Igun, that's the actual. We just shorten it to Igun. Okay. Igun, the community for bronze. Okay. Bronze is bronze in Benin. So that's the bronze community. So some of they are like, you have the wood carvers, you have the metal, producers in their own various quarters. It's a quarter like that.
Is there any historical significance as far what's the history? Okay, Sha, you've actually said about the history of Igun already. Yes. So okay, I wanted to ask them, are there any festivals that are particularly associated with this Igun Streets? Are there festivals for it?
Yeah, if I might be permitted to just give you maybe an instance.
Okay.
Because it's not everything I'm meant to
say.
No,
Yes.
Because from Igun here, if there is a ceremony in the palace, mostly during the funeral rites of the bereaved, we perform the Soton rites. The Soton rites is part of the ceremony for the monarch, you understand? So that's the one. There are a lot of other ceremonies we are meant to perform, but I think because of as time progresses, a lot of them were not actually practiced anymore. So like Igun Street, like every other part of Benin, we have what is known as the Igwe festival. We celebrate that with the monarch. Then we have what is known as I don't know the name again. We all celebrate, So, but the basic one is what I just mentioned to you. That's what. That's how it is.
So, has there been any major changes or developments of this Igun Street?
Obviously, if I had the time, I would have shown you the picture of Igun Street 45 years ago. You know that there's a lot of development. It was all bushy. There was no major road. It was all bicycle tracks going through and forth, and the houses were attached. Like the palace in front, that one is as old as almost the kingdom itself.
Which palace? Which one is that?
This is the back of the palace,
okay.
The shop, the main palace. When you go, you picture it and see.
Okay, please you show me.
It's a very long. It has been built long ago. It's not a brick house.
Okay.
It's a house built with mud.
Okay. Alright, so I really wanted to see how it's being produced, but as I can see.
Yeah, but as you can see, this is even part of it because I have a lot of.
Take a closer. So.
This one is known as silicon.
This is a silicon.
This is not our actual method of production.
Okay.
We use this because if the job is in large quantity and we have limited time, we use this to print out. To print out. But before we print this one out, we have the one we model.
Okay.
Like this one is the Ife head.
Ife head. Okay.
Yeah, we model this on the ground. But if I have a week to produce 200 pieces, I can't be modeling this one by one.
Take time.
So we model and take the print so that we can now be printing it out from here.
Okay.
So the actual modeling is what we do direct, So by the time we model, like even this now is the upper head.
This upper head. Okay.
They are all in wax.
Okay.
So what we do here is known as the lost wax process.
Process.
When we model this thing on normal head with wax, we eventually allow it to set, then we cover it up. In between the earth you use in covering this and the one underneath as the core, when you put it in the fire, it melts off and leaves a vacuum. So by the time you pour the molten brass, the brass that will heat to that liquid state, by the time you pour it in, it goes in there. Then when it cools, the wax is lost already. When it gets cold, it takes the shape of what has been produced. Like these ones are in wax. These ones were produced day before yesterday. You can see how beautiful it looks. This is the same Ife head, the wax and the bronze, the finished products.
Okay, so it will be like this, and they will now the melted bronze. Now you pour it, then
it will come
the
out
wax
as
will
metal.
go, and this
and this is everlasting. Yeah, it's everlasting.
It doesn't rust. It cannot rust.
No, it does not have any rust properties because this is even second to gold. You see
and
this?
It's heavy.
We made it heavy to prevent it from failing.
Yes, it's really heavy.
So this one is the upper head, and this one is the upper head in bronze too. You understand? So we model them in wax and cast them to become. So these are the ones that we can now put in the shops to sell to people.
So these ones too, you still have to pour the bronze on them.
Yes, I told you they are much. You can see all of them are the same thing like this too. So when it's done, we now cast and it comes out beautifully like this.
So all of these bronze I'm saying, this is the method they do.
Yes, the method, but not with this silicone thing. It's modeled by hand. The big ones, they are all modeled by hand. Like this one, this Quinidia, this one is modeled by hand too. This
one is not.
Is wax.
Okay,
it has not been produced into bronze. So this modeling, this was done by hand. You understand?
Yes.
So when we are done, we'll cover it up now. When we not with bronze. Bronze you don't cover, you cover it with earth. Then you melt, you put it on fire.
Okay. You put this on fire.
We put what we have covered here now on fire.
Okay.
Then when we finish, we will now pour, because it has what you call runners.
Okay.
You will use in casting. So these ones will melt away.
Okay,
then it is the space that is created that the bronze when you pour it in, it will now give you the end product as the bronze work. You know, there's one other like so as you can see, like this is when it is done. Each one we have what is known as the runner. You can see this is bronze. See where we poured it in from there. Okay. It's like this, 3 pieces are here.
Okay, so that's when you pour.
We pour now. Then because at the end we have to cut this one away from this to be able to position it properly. Then this one now will melt it again for another process. Okay. So it's a very beautiful process, and the end result is really
it's always very beautiful.
The whole world is eager to know how it is made, what we have to present. So people coming from all parts of the world, from various museums, various private museums as well too. They come in, like this one now that I'm doing, like I told you, is a silicone process. When we print it out, we cover. So by the time we cover it, we are ready for. This is the melted wax we use. But in the other case, we just roll the wax when it's soft. But this one now is liquefied, as you can see, it's liquefied. So this is the type we use for the silicone thing. So when we melt it this way, then
bring a show. Okay, don't worry.
It allows we allow the wax to get a little bit cold. Then we pour it into the mold. This is known as the mold. So we pour it into the mold, just like this. Then we begin to dispel those ones in the mold to take the shape of what is
already inside of that silicone.
Of the silicone. To take the shape and give the thickness that we want it to be. It's a manual thing, it's not a machine type of production. So if that one can produce 2,000 pieces in just 1 hour because it's programmed,
yes.
You understand? So we continue like this till we are able to get the thickness of what we want to avoid the silicone, the print, to avoid failure when we cast. So you can make it very light, you can make it thick, depends on what you want during production, so that we continue to pour until we are able to achieve the thickness that is required. So this one is this now. I think we are in order now.
The thickness is already enough.
Yeah, because it's already getting cold. If it was hot, it would take a longer time to print out what is there. So now I think for me, I've gotten the thickness that I want. So I'll have to find how to bring it out from the mold. You can see it's still very.
Can you use this one again?
Yes, it's usable now. That's why you are melting there now. We don't.
Okay, you now melt it
yes,
again.
we don't throw it away.
Okay.
Everything is even the grass, the extra ones we will use it again. So now we allow the wax get strong so that it doesn't destroy what you have printed. So to be able to fastly achieve what you want to achieve, as in the quantity.
That's why you're doing this process.
And apart from that, we have to force cool the wax so that it becomes thick and so that it becomes solid on time to be able to do another one because of how time permits. So this one is in there now. You can see like this now is already solid. So now bring it out. Now bring it out. Remove all the impurities that are out there. So we now drop it into water to get cooled so that we can remove the silicone, or if not, it will destroy what you have printed. So this one is now cooled a little. So, because the water solidifies the wax fast.
Okay.
That's why we put it in water. So as you can see, it's solidified already. And now,
wow.
You see what we just. Oh, sorry. You see what we just printed.
Wow.
You see the beauty of it.
It's still very soft.
Soft, yes. We'll drop it back in the water to just don't press it. So you see the process.
Yes.
So if you want to make it fast, how the process will follow.
So you leave it in the water for it
to solidify.
Okay.
When it is strong.
When it's over, it will now be this strong.
Don't press it too much.
Okay. Do you dry it under the sun, or you just allow it here?
No, you just allow it here.
Okay.
But if you put it in the sun now, it will melt.
It will melt back.
It's wax.
It's true.
Anything heat will definitely melt it back.
So when it's now this strong now, we now do the bronze parts.
Yes, we now
go to the casting.
Yes.
Cast the bronze.
Yes. And becomes that other one.
Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate
welcome. Very much.
So what are all these ones?
All those are molds that we have not casted.
Okay.
We prepare them down. So when we want to cast, just taking it to the fire.
Okay, I just.
So we can even cover all these ones we have done, cover everything down. Any day we want to cast, we take it. So that helps to preserve.
Already molded ones.
Yes.
These are molded ones.
And big jobs too.
Okay. So what are all these sands that are like this now?
We use them for the job.
Okay, all these are used for the job. So this is the building. I wish I could go and stay there, but this building has been here for more than 2000. I think they're just renovating it now. But this building has been here for more than 2000 years. 2000. All right, thank you very much. Guys, so a quick one. Igun Street is more than just a place. Trust me, it's a living testament to the rich history and artistic heritage of Benin. So if you ever get the chance of visiting Benin, make sure to visit and experience this magic for yourself. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you all in my next video. Bye.